Yeah. Hello and welcome to my video on tips on planting a garden. Okay, part one. Alright, section one, planting seeds. Part one. Make your bed about 3 weeks before you're ready to plant. After the soil dries so it don't clump when you pick it up in a fistful. Sink your fork into the earth, loosening it down to 12 inches, and add a half-inch layer of compost, and rake the surface of the garden until it has no leaves, dirt, clumps, or big stones over the next 3 weeks. Pull any weeds that come up, raking and then letting the soil sit for a few weeks brings out weeds, seeds, that kind. Part two. Dig shallow trenches or holes for the seeds. Part three. Water lightly, moisten, but don't soak the soil. Watering before rather than after planting protects the seeds from being swamped or washed up out of the soil. Part four. Sow the seeds. Spread the seeds through the trench or place 2 or 3 in each planting hole. If you plant too close together, you can thin them, and in many cases, you can eat the thinnings. Part 5. Cover with soil. As a rule of thumb, bury seeds as deep as their diameter. Sprinkle soil on top of seeds, pressing gently to ensure they have contact with the soil. A few seeds, like lettuce and dill, need light to sprout, so cover sparingly. Part 6. Sprinkle water on seed beds whenever surface is dry until all seeds have sprouted. Key success in this section. Add compost to planting holes to improve soil structure and provide slow release of nutrients and activate beneficial microbes in soil. Section 2. Managing weeds. Spread a thick layer 2 or more inches deep of organic mulch, straw, dried grass, clippings, shred leaves, etc., on your garden each spring and replenish it throughout the growing season. Mulch nourishes your soil as it decomposes. Hand pull bad kind of weeds or use a hoe. Some tools you'll need for planting though will be like shovel, tool or your hand, hoe or shovel, pruners or scissors, fork, scythe or a kunai, spade or shovel or scythe or kunai. I know I should put that in the plain part, but I didn't. But anyways, when managing weeds, use instead of using like Miracle-Gro 7 Roundup bags and bagged synthetic fertilizer, use fish and seaweed fertilizer, insecticide soap, clove oil, herbicide, and compost. Anyways, section 3. Controlling pests. Grow healthy plants. Choose plants that are suited to the conditions you're planting them in, and they'll be less stressed. Don't let them be too wet, dry, or shaded. Use lots of compost, but be sparing with high nitrogen fertilizers if you must use them at all. Part 2. Integrate, don't separate. Mix different herbs, flowers, vegetables, etc. together in your beds. This keeps pests from zeroing in on a whole crop of their target plants. Part 3. Encourage the prayers of pests. Plant herbs and flowers among your vegetables to lure predatory insects like ladybugs and green lacewing, which feed on the nectar of the flower while their larvae consume pests. Pull out a bird bath to attract songbirds to eat tree food. Lizards and gardeners welcome lizards and gardener snakes as allies as well. 4. Build barriers. Row cover is a woven fabric that allows air, light, and water to reach plants but keeps the pests out and makes a great barrier. Part 5. Target the treatment. Identify pests and confirm if the cause of the symptoms you found. Then, depending on the pest, you can arm yourself with soap, hot pepper spray, Horticultura oil, or Bacillus thuringiensis. Sorry, like I said, bad writing means sometimes can't read my own writing. Anyways. Anatherically occurring a natural occurring bacteria that disrupts digestion of leaf eaters. Key to success in this section: check undersides of leaves when applying organic pest control. Insects often hide out of sight. Anyways, section 4, more tips. Part 1, watering wisely keeps plants well hydrated. Part 2, pick your plants. Choose plants suited to the soil, climate, and site. Plant in groups according to their water needs. Part 3, putting down roots. Every plant needs extra attention in early days. Check on newly planted crops frequently. Don't let them wilt from lack of water. Part 4, try early or late water garden in either morning or evening. Cooler temps mean less evaporation than during heat of day. Direct water out of the soil around plants to get them the maximum amount of moisture with the minimum amount of evaporation. Take the 2-knuckle test. Before watering, push index finger 2 knuckles deep into soil. If it feels damp, you don't need to water. Also, prioritize water uses. For example, seedlings have small delicate root systems require a lot more water than other types. Give priority to transplants and newly planted crops. Trees, shrubs, and periwinkles to find water in soil with their deep roots. By the way, periwinkles are plants that survive and regrows season after season without the need to replant. Sometimes only the roots survive. Anyways, part 6. Dig the drip to use water most efficiently. Use a soaker hose which weeps water down along its length, or a drip irrigation system. Part 7. Weed and mulch. Weeds compete with plants for water. Mulch shields the soil and keeps the soil from the sun and keeps it moist. To success in this section, make sure plants get an inch of water per week. Anyways, thank you for watching my video on planting tips. This is me, and have a nice day.